Hello and welcome back to Boxer Gaming. I am in my new little home. I still couldn't sleep in there, so I just moved my home up here. It works just beautifully, to be honest. Okay, again, quite a lot done. Added some extra engines, mainly because I went to a new world. This one, I think. Yep. And I was just trying out how the pages work in Mistcraft and stuff. So this one is an ocean oil fields, I think it's called. And I thought this was a pretty awesome place to set up my my quarries. This is nice and flat. It's nice to get to the surface, not too much water. It's at 65 height, so there's 60 blocks of stuff under this, which is quite nice as well. And look what I found, all these penguins. And these are amazing because they drop feathers. So that's going to be a really nice feather farm for me. So that's cool. I also still have the quarry running in the other world. I just didn't want to stop it in the middle, so I'll move that one over as well. So I've got two quarries running at the moment. So I need a little bit of extra power. I also made these deep storage units, and I still have a couple, because you make 4 at a time. These are made using tesseracts, so it's not that bad. Just need some ender eyes, ender pills, sorry, and some plastic. So it's quite cheap, really. Now these store up to, I think it's up to 2 million or something. And I just hooked them into the ME system using storage buses. And this will pretty much tell ME that this storage is now part of the system. So if I right click on this, I can actually see that I've got 94k cobble, and that's almost all in here, as you can see. So these are not part of the applied energistics mod, but they work quite well with it. Or actually not quite, they work perfectly with this. I also added these 2 storage monitors. I plan to have a lot more of these later on, but for now I'll just have the 2 because it's fun. So I've got 94k cobble, 24k dirt. These are very cheap to make as well, and all you do to use it is just right click on an item. So now I've got 35 feathers in the system apparently. Do I have any stakes? Nope. So that's the way that works. Very simple. And the monitors are very cheap to make as well, so that's all good. I also replaced the normal access terminal with a crafting terminal, and the crafting terminal is exactly the same as the normal terminal, except for it has these 9 slots here, so you can actually craft straight away. And this is pretty awesome. So I already made some circuits because we're going to need those. So for example, we want to make some pattern providers, right? So we just go there and do shift click here, and it'll give us everything that we need in there. Now of course we can't make those because we don't have storage cells. Boom. What am I missing? Oh, I didn't put these in. So that's how that works. I mean, it's very handy. So I was thinking we're going to build 6 pattern providers and 6 CPUs for now. I mean, we've got 42 slots in here, but it's just way too much for now. So we'll just do 6 of each. Yeah, we'll do the pattern providers here, or maybe here, and then CPUs in this side, and then we'll close it off, and that should work even with empty spaces in there. Okay, the other change I made is use an ender chest instead of bad creeper. Instead of the item tesseract. The item tesseract has been really painful for me. It doesn't seem to work unless I go into the world sometimes, which is very strange because it's chunk loaded and everything. Now, the other thing is, even now you can see only 1 item coming in at a time. And I think I found out what the problem is. If you don't go into your Mistcraft world, oh, this one, Mistcraft world. So I haven't been in this one yet since I started Minecraft, but now that I have, it'll start up. And now I should be able to see 2 items at this time coming in, which is very strange. I'm not sure why, because the quarry is supposed to keep it all in chunks, even the ender chest on top. But now you can see 2 things sometimes coming in, like cobble and dirt or something, you know, like there. Oh well, it's fixed, so I just have to go into the dimensions each time, which is, it's a bit of a pain, but it's not really that much, especially when all my quarries are going to run in the same world. I just have to, every time I log into the game, I just have to go into each world. That's not too bad. Okay, so let's have a little snooze on my copper platform. Ah, what a view. It's a bit dangerous when you step out of bed sometimes, but ooh, that's okay. Now, what else? Hey, storage buses. I'm not going to show you how to make them. You can just check them yourself in EI. This is just normal ME cable, and these are import buses. I've got the basics one, so I can't right click it or anything. And I've got 3 because, I don't know, if I ever have 4 or 5 cores running at the same time, they'll put it out a bit faster. It uses a bit more power, but hey, Who cares about power? Is that all? I believe so, yes, mainly. I did do some page hunting, not too much. I made a notebook which is just 3-letter, like one here, one there, one there. And that's pretty much all I did. I also made a writing desk, but I haven't actually done anything with it yet because I haven't really looked at how it works, so we'll see. Cool, let's get started with the actually crafting stuff for applied energistics. So we need 6 pattern providers, and for that we need 6 storage cells. So let's make those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also need 12 conversion matrices, which I don't know if I have everything, to be honest. Nope, we're missing some flux dust. Okay, so all we do is go in there, click on flux dust, boom. We're missing nether quartz dust. Okay, that's easy enough. Now, at the moment, we can't auto pulverize stuff yet, but we're gonna make that as well. So if it doesn't have enough nether quartz dust, I'll make it that it auto pulverizes, which is quite nice as well. Okay. So apart from this, I guess we can also already start with, let me do it this way, it's probably a little bit easier. Mod.applied energistics. Okay, so we also need these crafting CPUs. For that we need more of those, some glowstone in this. So this is a much easier recipe for me because I have everything I need. So we need 6 that I want to have. So let's put those in, shall we? Let's put the CPUs in this side because I think we'll have more CPUs than we'll have pattern providers in the end, because we don't need that many pages. Like if we get to 12, like that's going to be overkill already, I think, but we'll see. Okay, let's put that in, and then we just need to make some flux dust. Boom. I don't know how much we can make. 37, that should be enough to go ahead and make 12. How many did I make already? I forgot. 6. So I need 6 more. Chuck those in there as well. Oh, chuck the deep storage stuff back. And that is all I need. I might need to make some extra advanced processor, but we'll see. No, I need some extra crafting tables. Okay. Yeah, that's not what you expect to have to make. It's ridiculous. We need 4 more. How many CPUs did I make? Pattern fries. Yeah, I need 4 more. Okay. Actually, let's just make a bunch of wood. Might as well. Oh, hang on. That's using wood from there. Okay. Let's just make 55. Why not? Why not? Okay. So, pattern provider, we need 4 more. Yes, exactly enough. Cool. Oh, okay. Now, let's see. I've never done this before, so we're going to have to see how this works. Also, I need to be... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I mess it up? How did I mess this up? How did I mess this up? I don't think I did, actually. Nope. Well, that's interesting. Does it need to be directly connected to a crafting terminal, maybe? Or maybe it does need to be full, which would suck, but, you know, we'll... See, because that doesn't even connect, because it doesn't acknowledge it yet as an entity. Or does it? No, that doesn't. Okay, let's make it a little bit smaller. Sounds like a good idea to me. Get lost. So let's go and make it end. I don't have to destroy it all, thankfully, so. I might be forgetting something as well. I'll try this. If it doesn't work, then I'll should be able to just use this. That's a lot faster. Okay, so pattern providers will go there instead for now. And then we'll just have to... Does that work? Yes, cool. Close this off. Oh, I should have done the other side, it would have been easier. Whatever. Whatever. Alright, so we should have enough of these containment walls. And then we also chuck the heat vents in. Oh. Ah, that works. Okay, so apparently it can't be empty in the middle. Interesting. Okay. That's alright. I'll when I make more later on. I do have enough quartz, I think, to make at least a few more. So I'll see if I can expand it in the downtime. But for the video, it's not gonna matter how big it is. Let's also connect this to our system then, which is not ideal because the cable is going to use a lot of power for nothing. But wow, that was that was far off. Oink. Okay, so is it connected? Yes. It also used a lot more power now, but you can see here this is 6 crafting CPUs and a 6 pattern providers and the heat vents and the containment walls are all connected now. So that's good. That's very good. Now we need to make a... Let's see what they're called. We need to make a pattern encoder. We need a conversion matrix for... Oh, don't like that. Pattern encoder. Can we make one of those? Nope. What are we missing? What? A crafting table? Did I mess that up? Oh no, we're missing basic processes. Okay. So once again, we can just shift click this and make, I don't know, 5 for example. Actually, let's make a few more. Let's make 10. Smelt those up. I love this system. It's already so much faster than anything else. And then we also need a... Let me find it. Well, we need to make a crafting monitor, that's for sure. So maybe we'll make those first. We might as well. That should be... I should have enough, almost, except for the cables, which I have here. And some basic processors, which I have here. Crafting monitor, oink. Give me one of those. Now this thing will show us all the tasks that is currently crafting and what the materials are missing. Which is quite nice. So if we're missing iron ore, for example, or iron ingots, then it'll tell us here, which is quite nice. But now let's make the other thing. Oh, am I missing more glass? No, I'm not. The encoder. And I'm not sure exactly how this thing works because I've never used it once again, but we'll manage. Encoder. Okay. So, boom. Now the pattern encoder, we just chuck it here. I don't think it needs to be connected to anything, to be honest. So I could put it underground. I might actually do that. I don't need that cable either. Whoosh. Okay, I'll do this. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Also, this Dartcraft armor is amazing, by the way. It's just so nice to just be able to what do you call it? Recharge it. So nice. Okay, so for this we need blank patterns, and those are, where are they? It's an encoded pattern. We don't need that. We need this blank pattern. So we just need some just very basic stuff, really. Very basic stuff. Where is it? There. Okay. Now we're just gonna make one for now, and then I'll show you how this works, hopefully. So what we can do here is, say I wanted to have a recipe to make more blank patterns, right? We just do that. Click encode. No, we can't. We have to actually shift click it. And we click encode, and boom. We now have an ME encoded pattern which crafts one ME blank pattern, uses 2 glass, 3 glowstone dust, 1 Certus quartz, and 3 iron ingots. Now, if we chuck this, and this is maybe not actually the handiest thing that I have it underground, but we'll find out. Note, by the way, it has 6 pages. Boom, we put that in there, And now we should be able to, and once again I've never tried this, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, the suspension. Oh, so refreshed, doink. Now we should be able to, if we search for blank pattern, it says we don't have any, but we can craft them. So let's click on that, and now we get a little pop-up and we say, okay, how many do you want to craft? Let's say we want to, let's say we just want to have 64 because, you know, we're going to use them quite a bit. Begin. Now you can see they're already being crafted. We got 53 now, and that's it. Why? Click on the crafting monitor, missing materials, nothing, but it's currently crafting some Certus quartz. So apparently we're missing some quartz. Is that right? Yes. That is correct. So do we turn this into... I'm pretty sure we can remake this into the quartz crystal, can't we? Maybe, hopefully. Smelt it into silicon, which is definitely not what we want to do. In a compressor. Okay, well, we don't have a compressor, so we're boned. That's alright. But anyways, that shows you sort of how it works, right? So now we have these blank patterns, and I can also just cancel it. Let's see how I cancel it. Shift click it. Boom. Now I can take these out, and now pretty much what we're going to do from here, anytime I'm crafting something, the first thing I'm going to do is make a pattern for it. And anytime after that, I just chuck the pattern in there, and when I need something and I don't have it, I just craft it using this thing here. It is just glorious. It's really quite awesome, to be honest. So let's say something that I'm going to use quite a bit, like copper cables. Do I have it? I might have copper cables. Nope. Let's say we want to have a thing to make copper cables. I hope I have enough rubber, but we'll see. Copper cables there. Boom. That's the recipe for it. Now, when you go here and you click on this, you can actually choose which one to go for. In this case, it doesn't really matter. So we could do this, but then we also need to have a pattern to make uninsulated copper cable, which is a bit of a pain. So let's just go for this one. Shift click it, encode, boom. Now we have a... Okay, that's going to be annoying. Thing to make copper cables. So if I go here and I say copper, I don't have any. I say craft. Let's make 10. Begin. Boom. Now we have 12. Why do we have 12? Well, because it makes 6 at a time. So it just does whatever is the closest. How cool is that? That is seriously cool, isn't it? Now let's think about something. Let's say electronic circuits, right? Which I don't have either. That's weird. I should have those in a different chest, maybe. But let's say electronic circuits, which everyone uses loads of. Oh god, that's a weird texture for it. So we go here, it's the electronic circuit. Now note that this needs copper cable. And that's pretty awesome, I'll show you. So, okay, boom. And it actually makes 2 now, that's interesting. Oh, it 4 ingots. Oh, that's not the one I want. That is not the one I want. This is the one I want. Refined iron, that's probably the easiest way to do it. Boom. So we encode this, and you can see these are a bit different. So this says craft 2 electronic circuit with 2 force ingots, 6 copper cable, 1 redstone. And this one says with 2 redstone, 1 refined iron. So actually that's a good question. No, I don't even want to try it. I don't want to waste my... Give me that dirt. Let's chuck this pattern somewhere. I might be able to erase it actually. Whatever. Whatever. Boom. So, let's say I take out all my copper cables. And now I want to make some electronic circuits. Let's just craft 10 of them. Begin. Now, you can see it's actually crafting cables. But for these cables, we need rubber, and we don't have rubber anymore. So that's how it works. But you can see that it only needs to make 8 more, and we've got 2 in here already. Pretty awesome, to be honest. It's really, really cool system. So even dependencies don't matter at all. And this can go as far as you want. Like from now on, I'll do every single basic recipe I'll put in here, so that when later on I want to make a very complicated machine, all the basics are already in there. So it pretty much is gonna make every single little item for me. Yes, that's nice. Very nice. Also, I've got little smiley robot faces here. They're so happy. So happy. And you can use this for everything. Now, it does use power, of course, which is whatever you want to call it. If it's a shame or not, but it is what it is. And power is very cheap, as you can see. I've still got this much, even though I'm pumping it out. Actually, everything is full, absolutely full, and is running at full speed. So I could probably add another, let's say 6 or 8 engines before it sort of balances out. Even more, maybe, because it's all chocker full. So power is cheap. Okay, I'm pretty happy with our progress so far. Now I do want to start setting up the pulverizing system, and I'm just going to do it in a very basic way. These are my magmatic and liquid transposer, by the way. I do want to do this in a very, very basic way for now. So let's pick up the transposer. And where should we put it? I'm gonna move this before the next video to a more nice place, because this of course is not very attractive. So I think we just get rid of all this, to be honest, and make a bit of room here. Now I could go for a simple system where I pulverize it and I instantly smelt it, but that's not something I want to do. I'd rather have it pulverized, get back into the system, and then smelt it, which, granted, does take more power, but it's much easier to always have some pulverized stuff, because I don't want to smelt everything. I want to keep some pulverized dusts. Okay, so it's getting oh no, it's not. Let's start by setting this up quite simply. Pulverizer on top, get rid of the chest, put our energy conduits. Another thing I forgot to say is that the force bag, which I quite like, the ender pack, it only works with the vanilla ender chests as far as I can tell. And the vanilla ender chest doesn't work for me with applied energistics, so, and also not with quarries, so that's a bit of a pain. Okay, so we need a few things for this, and I might have them already. The first thing we need is an export bus, which I definitely have some of each. Now we're gonna need either a fuzzy or a... Oh, they're both fuzzy? I think I had a precision one as well, but I'll just use a fuzzy, that's fine. We don't need a precision. Now the fuzzy ones allow you to say what needs to be outputted in this. So this one I had dirt set up, because what I did was I set up the export buses to these deep storage units first, so that all the dirt is out of this and all the cobblestone. Now we need a bunch of cable. Again, this is very far from each other, so it's going to cost more cable, which costs more power, but you know, we'll manage. I had some cable in there as well. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So this will now output whatever I say into the pulverizer. And I think the pulverizer does not need to be set up with that as blue, but maybe it does. Doesn't really matter. So say for example I want to have this one for all my ores, but I don't want to do that. I'll just say iron ore. So what I do is I put iron ore in there. I'll say it's always active, but I want to turn that off. And I want to say it has to move stacks of items. I can also tell it to do single items, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is pulverizing. Cool. Now we need an import bus. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Help. Help. An import bus. Which can be a basic one, because anything that comes out here, I do want to get into the system anyways. Now this will probably be quicker if I chucked it around this, but whatever. For now, this will... No, that's going to be too bad. That's going to be... I can't do that to myself and to you guys. Okay. We'll do it this way. Oh god, I'm gonna hate myself for this. Well, actually, you know what? What we can do? We can keep this hooked up. That's fine. Like that. And we could put the import bus on the side. That will do just fine. Boink. Now, the basic export bus will do everything. So whatever comes in here, it outputs automatically. You can see that here. Now the basic input bus does have a negative thing, and that's it doesn't do stacks. It only does single items as far as I can tell. Whilst the fuzzy input bus or precision input bus, you can actually tell it to move stacks, just like this thing here. Cool. So this is a very simple pulverizer setup. It'll always keep it full. It does use power, of course. We should be able to see that here. 43 units a tick now, so that's quite a bit actually. That's say 9 megajoules a tick, which is actually not that much. Cool. So now we've got a very, very, very simple pulverizer setup that will always make dust for us. We also need to get the ferrous dust out of here. Cool. So now we get to a little bit more complicated stuff, but well, can't really call it complicated to be honest. And that is smelting. So like I already said, I always want to keep at least some dust in here. It doesn't have to be much, but at least some. So what we can do is set up a... Actually, let me turn all these other outputs off just to make sure, in case I put something next to it at some point. Let's put this right next to this. We say the output is nowhere at the moment. The input will be from the top, that's fine. So we need another input bus. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, we do need that. But also an export one. That's the one I was looking for. Let's begin another fuzzy one. Now, the difference between fuzzy and precision, by the way, is that with fuzzy, if you tell it to get wool, it'll get every single wool block, so every color. Whilst if you get a precision one, it'll also read the metadata. So it'll do only red wool, for example, if you want that. But for us, this is just fine. Okay, cable. I hope I have enough cable. Haha. Boink. But I can always make some cable. Okay, boom. So this, for example, I could say every single ore, by the way, but I don't want that. I would say active for that signal. Damage, don't worry about that for now. Now, I want this to smelt... What am I making? Iron ore? Okay, I want this to smelt iron dust. So I'll get some iron dust out. Chuck that in there. Boom. So now it'll put... White cobble. Ah, because the fuzzy bus was still set up with cobble. I'm an idiot. Okay. And then we also want to output this. Okay, just here for now. Don't judge me. I'm gonna move this just so I can do it a bit faster for you guys. Okay, so there we go. So this will output. Can it output to the front actually? Does that work? Does that work? Nope. What's the front? Is this the front? Nope. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We'll just make it the side then. Oh, sure, you could do it from the front as well. Maybe not. Maybe not. Whatever. It's all the same anyways. Oops. Put a cable on there. Input bus. There we go. Beautiful. So this will start smelting. It'll pull out the iron bars and it'll go back into that system. Now, once again, I can put every single ore in this fuzzy bus. Not a problem. But I don't want that. For now, anyways. I might do it later. We'll see. Now, the next thing I want to do is... How long have we been going? 28 minutes. Okay. Well, let's see if we can do it quickly. We need a level thingy. I don't know what they're called. This thing. A level emitter. I should be able to make that. Do I have enough cables? No. Maybe. Maybe. Just maybe. What am I missing? A cable. What? Oh. Idiot. Yes, you can say. That's fine. Now, what we want to do is go and put this... I'm not sure, actually. I think it's just on top that will work, maybe. Maybe not. We need more cable. Okay. Sure. We need cable. What do we need for cable? Flux dust and stuff. Okay. So we'll just make a pattern that does that. Clear. Cable. Boom. Encode. Chuck that in here. Chuck that in there. Tell our crafting thing that we want to have some cables. 54, begin. It made 21, probably needs some extra stuff, that's fine. Connect that there. Now, you can see that this gave a redstone signal now. Wow, this is quite complicated, okay. So now I said active without a signal. So at the moment, this is not going to get any more in here because this is active without a signal. So it doesn't actually do anything unless it has no signal. Now this thing says emit when levels are above limit. Okay. So say I want to have pulverized iron. I want to keep at least 64 pulverized iron at all times. So if I go like this, it'll say if the levels are above 64, then I should do off actually, because I want to always keep 64 iron. But if there's more than 64 pulverized iron, I want to smelt it. So it'll turn the redstone thing off if there's more than this, and that will let this thing go. Beautiful. So with this simple setup, I will always have at least 64 iron dust, and all my other iron is pulverized and smelted. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. So if I go iron dust, whatever it's called, I have 14. So why is this working? Oh, it's not. It doesn't get any more. So there does seem to be a little bit of a lag between it. That's a bit of a shame. So if I put this iron in, this should start working, and as you can see, so the light is off, which means this is working. Now as soon as I have less, this will light go on again. But I should still have more than that, to be honest. Let's see. 66, because the pulverizer keeps making. Now this is something that you can set up at all time. Now if you want to do this, you will need to set up a smelter for every single ore, because else this thing won't work, because it only does one item at a time. So that's I guess a little drawback, but it's not that bad really. Let's see how much power we use now. 47, not bad at all, not bad at all. Oh, I love this setup, it's so cool. So this thing keeps smelting, well, I'm gonna get all my iron. Now I'm gonna set up the same thing for gold and stuff as well. Now what I'll do with the gold is that this fuzzy export bus, I'll just use all my ores in here, and I'll have about 5 or 6 of these pulverizers, and that should be enough. Because if you have one dedicated to only copper and you don't get any copper, that thing is completely useless, whilst it could actually help with the others as well. But then for smelters, I'll probably have 1 or 2, yeah, probably 1 or 2 smelters furnaces per ore, and at start I'll just have one for copper, 1 for iron, etc. Cool. So I think it's only getting 1, or maybe there is 2 running at the moment. Yeah, it does have 2 sometimes. I'll have to double check and also get into the reason why it happens. Now if I want to, I can just disable this, by the way. I can just shift click this thing away, it'll stop working, but all the data is actually saved in there as far as I can tell. So if I extend this and then click it closed again, all these plans will stay in here, all the patterns I should say. So that's pretty cool. Alright, I am going to go off and I'm going to add a bunch of patterns to this so that I can actually make stuff without having to worry about, you know, anything. So for example, this pattern I actually should put in there, which I didn't do. Shame on me. Boom, encode. Now I can make level emitters. It's so cool. It's so amazing. Like, it's gonna make stuff so much faster. I'm also gonna do this with export buses, import buses, interfaces, storage devices. Hell, diamond pickaxes, fences. You know, all these things will work. Combustion engines. Everything that you can make in a game can be in this chamber. So that is pretty cool. Even the most complicated thing, if you put everything in there. Like let's look at quickly. Let's look at a like an MFSU, right? Which I'm gonna have to add in there soon. Now, for this, for example, we need to add the advanced circuit recipe in there. But for that, we need to add the electronic circuit recipe in there. And for that, we need to add the copper cable recipe in there. But if we add all those into the assembly chamber, we would just be able to just click advanced circuit and it'll make it for us and all the ingredients it needs. Fantastic. The only exception to that is of course the smelting and stuff. But for that we have this, so who cares? Awesome. I'm gonna leave it at that. pretty successful today. I've got 102k. Wow, just at the time talking, I gained 20k cobble. That's something. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.